I have developed a slightly unhealthy obsession with watching bullet journal videos. Something is just deeply therapeutic about watching somebody plan out their entire life in time lapse. So today I am gonna make my first ever bullet journaling video. Nobody ever asked me to make this video, but I thought it would be fun, and I have an unhealthy obsession with stationery, and I wanted to business expense buying this bullet journal. So here's this video. Now, I've been wanting to start a bullet journal for a long time because, as you guys know, I graduated college this past March, and I've just been chucked into the wide open expanse that is adult life as somebody who works for yourself. The next like 100 to 20 years, depending on how fast global warming overtakes the human population, is just all my time to plan out myself. So I've been trying to find a method that works for me, and yeah, I thought I would give bullet journaling a shot. This is my first time ever filling out a bullet journal, so it's not going to be the most perfect or aesthetically pleasing video on YouTube, but I do think I came up with a pretty practical and unique structure that works for me as somebody who makes my own schedule. Also, sorry if I sound a little bit low energy right now. I am both sick just in time for Halloween, and I am currently staying in a room in somebody's house for the Airbnb, and I thought that my Airbnb host would be like gone during the day so I could record videos, but they work from home, so I'm literally like recording this and they can definitely hear everything I'm saying, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's get into the video. Hello, and welcome to this overhead shot, and my frankly disgusting cuticles. I started peeling at them like 4 years ago as a reflex for when I'm uncomfortable in social situations, which, as you can tell by the condition of my nails, is kind of all the time. So anyways, I picked out the classic Leuchtturm bullet journal. I bought this Bauhaus edition with a blue edge and dark blue dots, which looked cool at the time, but I would soon come to regret because the dots are really dark and ultimately became really distracting when I was filling out my pages. To write, I'm going to use my classic G2 pens, some Tombow art brush pens for titles and accents, some washi tape to bookmark important pages, and a whiteout pen for when I inevitably screw it all up. So let's crack this baby open. First, there is a pre-made index, which I'll fill out with important pages later on. Now onto the real first page of my journal. Here is me freaking out for like a full minute over writing on this first page, because I swear it's like taking the first step into fresh snow, except it's snow that you paid 19 pounds for and will carry with you every single day for the next year, so you better not fuck it up, Ashley. No pressure though. Now, normally I'm not a big fake Pinterest quote, affirmation, hashtag gratitude bullshit type of gal, but I wrote something in my journal last month that I kind of wanted to stick with me, especially since I tend to get wrapped up in metrics of success and money and milestones very easily, and I'm trying to combat that. So here is a little cheesy insert. I don't know. It kind of goes like, there is no goal. The goal will never make you happy. There is no success or failure. There is no rush. I don't need money to make me happy. I don't need things to make me happy. I don't need a big house or apartment to make me happy. You are not defined by your accomplishments. I don't know. It's not poetry, but it does the job for me. Okay, now onto the real planning. First, I made my yearly planning page. I had to sketch everything out in pencil first because honestly, it is really hard to get the spacing right, and I still have no idea how bullet journal YouTubers get it right every single time. I used my brush pens and a vaguely cursive E font that my 6th grade English teacher would have scolded me for to write out the names of the months, and then spent the next half an hour writing out every single day of the year and wondering again, how the hell do bullet journal YouTubers do it? I would have carpal tunnel by the age of 25 if I kept doing this. Also, this is random, but for some reason I'm very anal about my weeks starting on Mondays and not Sundays, because Sunday is still the weekend, damn it, and therefore it should go at the end of the week. Then I used a gray brush pen to highlight all the days that I'm traveling, which I will continue to fill out throughout the year. Next is my year in videos page. Now, this is pretty specific to my weird YouTuber life, but if you work on any kind of project-based deadline, whether that's essays or presentations or art pieces, this could be a useful way to visualize your year ahead. So here I wrote out each month and then the date of every Thursday that month, since Thursdays are my usual posting days unless you get the flu like I did this week, in which case your video is a bit late. And then I began filling in some preliminary video ideas based on the season and holidays, but made sure to do it in pencil so I can go back and make changes when I inevitably change my mind every single week. Next, we have my goals page, which heads up is the worst formatted page in this entire video. I split my goals into personal and career, but quickly realized I left way too much space. Even the 10 or so goals I wrote out is a lot of goals. That's a lot. Also, I'm trying to let go of the mentality that I constantly need to be reaching a new goal and optimizing my entire life so I can be a more effective cog in the wheel of capitalism and just like be happy with myself. So I guess ironically, my biggest goal is just to be happy without achieving any goals. Huh. Fancy that. At the bottom, I did write out some more concrete short-term goals, which are really more like long-term tasks that I can reasonably achieve in the next few months. This did leave a giant blank space in the middle of the page, and I know it's ugly, but I don't really know what to do about it. So our final expository page is the finances page. Now this one I'm excited about because behind the scenes I'm actually a huge personal finance nerd and I love tracking my earning and spending and budgeting and all that jazz. So I track all of my daily transactions on a spreadsheet on my laptop, but I thought it would be satisfying to see my overall spending and earning patterns for the entire year, since my income fluctuates a lot month to month and I'm trying my best to fight lifestyle inflation. I've chosen a different color for earning and spending, and over the course of the year I'll plot the two against each other and we can analyze the results. Oh yeah. At the bottom, I wrote my financial independence milestones. Now this isn't financial independence in terms of like being independent from my parents, because I have been for a while now. This is financial independence in terms of the FIRE, financial independence, retire early community that it's like a subreddit that I've been really into. This is some really geeky stuff. I don't know if anybody cares, whatever. Basically, it's the idea that you want to save really aggressively so that eventually the passive income from your investments will cover your living expenses. My goal with that is not to retire and never have to work again, but I really want to build up a robust amount of savings so that I can ride out any turbulence in my YouTube career, so that I can get demonetized for talking about sex or copyrighted for using songs that I like in my videos, and it won't matter because I will be financially independent. That's a really big goal though, that is very far off. So instead I wrote these little mini goals for myself. For example, when my passive income is enough to cover the amount I spend on food per month, I could check off that box. So I don't even know how many years it's gonna take me to fill off those boxes, but I thought I would write them out to help me keep my goals in mind. Alrighty, it is the next day and I'm back with better lighting to finish up my monthly pages. So first I drew out a monthly calendar. I wasn't sure if I should do a 2-page spread or just 1 page for this part. I think 2 pages would have been too large, but then I drew out the calendar and it was a little bit too small to be practical, so I might experiment with a different layout next month. But you live and you learn, this will do the job for now. Next we have a mood/sleep tracker. Some nights I'll cry myself to sleep at 4 AM, and some nights I'm like actually kind of a functioning human being. And I'm like, what's up with that, man? So I figured this month I would do some research, collect some data, and see what the hell is going on inside my brain. So on the x-axis I labeled 1 to 30 for the days of the month, and the y-axis goes from 0 to 10 for the number of hours I've slept / how good my mood is. Oh, and before I forget, I ripped off a piece of washi tape and folded it over the edge of my November page like a little bookmark. This way I can easily flip open to it anytime I need to fill out my mood and sleep tracker or update an important date in the monthly calendar. Now, I had debated for a long time on what format to use on a day-to-day basis. A bare bones to-do list has always been too simple for me, but I don't quite have enough meetings and appointments to justify using a full page to schedule out every single hour of my day. So here is the compromise I came up with. On the left column, I've left room for 5 top tasks. These are the most urgent and important things I need to concentrate on. And then below, I have a space for pending tasks, like errands and emails and long-term projects that I want to be aware of, but I don't want to distract me from my top priorities. Then in the right column, I wrote out a mini schedule from 7 AM to 10 PM, where I can place events and appointments and deadlines and schedule out some of my daily tasks when I'm in the mood to create like a more involved daily schedule for myself and not just mush around like trying to edit for 20 hours. I put Monday through Thursday on one spread, then Friday through Sunday on the next. To help me plan for the week ahead on Sunday, I used the remaining space to write out a chart with my main tasks for the next week, their due date, and the amount of time I need to complete them. I've never used this format before, but I saw it in a planner at a stationery shop and I thought I would give it a shot. Also, I'm just trying to get better at estimating how much time tasks actually take me, because I feel like I always underestimate and that's why I'm so stressed all the time. And finally, for my brainstorming pages, we're flipping all the way to the back of the planner. I wanted these creative pages to be both easy to reference and adjacent to lots of blank pages where I can expand on my ideas. So I decided I would do this kind of dual system where my structured day-to-day planning starts in the front and works its way to the back, and my brainstorming pages start from the back and work their way to the front, if that makes sense. So first up, I obviously needed a video ideas page. I've been keeping about 5 different lists of video ideas on sticky notes, in notebooks, on my phone, and it felt really good to finally compile them in one place. I ended up using 4 pages total, so I'd have plenty of room to add more. For just another quick example of a brainstorming page, I think Best Dressed might be trademarked already, so I'm kind of tickling the noggin for some more brand name ideas. And of course, the rest of the pages will be filled out with video outlines, sketches, doodles, etc., etc. So with that, here is a final flip through of all the pages I filled out. You know, there were some mistakes here and there, but overall, I think it's pretty cute without having been something that I put in like hours and hours of work into, and I think it's a format that's gonna work for me. Fingers crossed. All right, that is a wrap on my bullet journal. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble about organizing stuff for like 15 minutes or so. Let me know if you guys want me to do an update in a couple months about which pages I actually ended up using and which ones I had to adjust, and more of like a practical look back at how my bullet journal worked out for me. I think that could be fun. Maybe what I'm just saying is that I should become a full-time bullet journal YouTuber. A girl can dream. Anyways, I hope that you guys had a great Halloween weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.